Hello there! Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 3 is at an end. We may have been vibing all season, but there was enough story sprinkled over the last 15 weeks to help build out the lore of Fortnite and connect events from previous chapters. It's time for the ultimate season recap. So sit your butt down for 10 minutes and think about using code Adamaru. Pretty please. To set the scene, we need to jump back to Season 2, the Resistance, the Uprising led by the Seven as they went to war with the Imagined Order. And after a hard-fought battle, they did it! The IO were banished and the island was claimed by the Loopers. Paradigm returned to the Seven along with a new paint job for her mech. And everything was finished, right? Roll credits. The first week of the season was all about the war being over. The time to celebrate was here and the Loopers began to enjoy themselves again. The island was a party. Paint covered the scars of war. This was a new beginning for us all, including the 0 point. We freed it from IO's doomsday machine and now it sits happily swimming in the water. For some reason it plumes out a bolt of energy every so often. That is more important than we realised back then. Strange relics of previous seasons could now be seen in the Rave Cave, surging with energy. Oh, and this season, there's a tree. What could this mean? As week 2 arrived, it became clear the reality tree was spreading its roots all over the island. They could be spotted everywhere over the course of the season. 7 days later, the true power of those roots became clear. This week also saw the return of the storyline legends Bill and Ted, and now a third member of their bromance, the Lonely Trespasser, from the failed last reality invasion of Chapter 2. They were living in a cave, but now free, they were enjoying the island just like the rest of us. With week 3 came the first of many huge map changes. Logjam was suddenly taken over by the reality tree. Its roots ripped the POI apart and changed it into 3 distinct locations: Colossal Coliseum, Tilted Town, and Lazy Lagoon. This all started as a tiny sapling which grew into a tree. A cool memory about this season was each reality tree POI would change every game. There was no way to predict which one it would be. It was amazing. And the moment that tree grew, another sapling sprouted elsewhere. This was the first time the scientists told us things may not be as great as they seem.
So you freed the 0 point, that's great. Or maybe it has a horrifying unintended consequence. It could go either way.
Over the season, we worked with the scientists to understand the reality tree. One mission saw us taking a cutting of the bush ranger and planting him next to the reality tree. And this gave us a back bling to keep. Oh, and week 3 was also the time we first met the scientist's artificial intelligence, Amy.
Hello, I am the scientist's artificial machine intelligence engine, Amy. I am the scientist's favorite, so it has been programmed and so it shall be. Forever.
She has a few issues. Week 4, the Butterband's reality sapling grew and once again saw the location change every game. Coral Castle, Colossal Coliseum, and now Neo Tilted. And just like Logjam, they rotated through the 3 POIs randomly. And speaking of Tilted, the cleanup over there was well underway with the repair of the clock tower and the tidying of the rubble. The return of No Sweat Insurance was coming. Oh, and the bromance officially got a 4th member this week. After watching the lonely IO trooper for weeks, Bill and Ted took a chance and asked him to join the crew. Week 5! One of the greatest updates to the game arrived as a temple appeared with something to steal inside, just like in the Indiana Jones movies. Week 5 also saw the scientists' research evolve, noting that each time we found a relic, the 0 point would plume with energy, just like we saw on the first day of the season.
There it is again, another 0 point energy shockwave, magnitude 7.2. The 0 point has gotta be bringing these relics here because it wants us to have them, right?
So the scientist believes the 0 point is trying to send us relics from other realities to prepare us for an unseen enemy, such as a Sith holocron and an ancient philosopher's artifact. Another relic was the Ice King shield, and it so happens the Zero War comic book brought that character back. I'll link that series if you want to know more about that in detail. Week 6. By this point, the storyline took a break. We were introduced to the Peace Syndicate, a team of characters who say they are here to help. They are an organisation that keeps the peace on the island, but it doesn't feel like the complete truth. Coincidentally, this week, the Foundation vanished. That can't be anything important, right? And then came the summer update. For the next 4 weeks, the storyline was put on hold, and instead we were given a new waterfront fun zone and the usual summer shenanigans. The map continued to change, with Sleepy Sound now taken by the reality route, which was followed by Condo Canyon in week 9. During this entire period, we met the face of No Sweat Insurance, the underwriter. His company used the summer month to take our golds, and in turn No Sweat Insurance rebuilt Tilted. The cool thing here was the builds were made by community members. No Sweat Insurance likes gold, and we like map updates, so it's safe to say this arrangement will continue. Week 11 hit, and finally content began flowing again in Fortnite. And what an update. Dragon Ball Super's crossover saw Bulma join the island along with the Kame House. We could all surf on clouds and Kamehameha like the show. And we also found out it isn't pronounced Kamehameha, it isn't pronounced Kamehameha, it's officially called
Kameyamama.
A monumental change was seen at the Daily Bugle. Spider-Man's POI had been replaced with Lazy Lagoon. How often do you see a pirate ship inside a hollowed-out volcano with a skeleton for a captain? Yet again, another relic appeared on the island, and once again, we helped the scientist get his hands on it. This time, breaking a shield around a chair. That may not sound very epic, but FYI, that chair has the ability to shrink. Or so it did in Chapter 2.
That was magnitude 8.5 shockwave, detectable from light years away.
We are now 12 weeks into the season and things took a turn for the worst. But the real revelation goes back 6 weeks, the disappearance of the Foundation. Amy and the Paradigm send us to find the leader of the Seven, yet the only thing left behind are his work files, probably for tax purposes, and his helmet. The Foundation is officially missing. We are then tasked with finding the visitor, and once again, he's gone. He attempted to capture something on surveillance video, but something took out that recording. Without evidence, he's vanished without a trace. Next, we were sent to search for the Imagined, and we found out that she really likes karaoke. I never knew that. Yet again though, when we get there, it's too late. All that is left behind is her sword. The Paradigm is now so worried, she says this.
Paradigm to the 7. Commence high alert security protocols. Now.
We are officially on high alert. Luckily though, there's still one more sister we can ask, the Order. So let's go check up on her. Yikes, she's missing too. Week 13, there's only 2 weeks, aka a fortnight, of Fortnite Season 3 remaining. And this week, the reality tree has reached Spawn Island. The roots are stronger than ever. Whatever this tree is planning, it's coming very soon. A butterfly-infused energy now pulses around the roots and the reality tree. Suddenly, reports of chrome footsteps were noticed, as if we are sharing this world with another reality simultaneously. But all we can do is wait. Week 14, the final major update of the season, and our task is to find the last few members of the 7. And of course, they've all gone missing. Luckily, Amy, that AI, has a plan to use old comm relays to find them. I don't know the science about this, but something worked, and the Paradigm lets us know.
I found the scientist. He's in his underground biolab researching that strange substance spreading across the island. The visitor is there too, along with the Origin. We've been asked to find and bring some 7 gear to the lab. It sounds like we're going off grid.
So 3 of the 7 are in the lab below our feet, Scientist, Visitor and Origin. Yet 3 remain missing, the Foundation and the Sisters. So that's 6 out of 7. The last one is still up here on the island with us, it's the Paradigm. We finished this week with a mission to pick up 7 tech for something going on underground, but we aren't told any more just yet.
This looks like what Mr. Big Blue and Responsible needs. I wonder what they're researching down there.
Week 15, the final days of this part of the storyline, and it all sets up the Paradise season. We start with a revelation. The shockwaves of energy given out by the 0 Point all season were distress signals.
Those 0 Point energy shockwaves were flares, a galactic distress signal. If we don't help, it'll go dormant.
The 0 Point is begging for help, calling out across galaxies and realities. We boost the signal to help the 0 Point, but after the next burst of energy, the scientist is gone. He frantically left a primitive recording to let us know.
Paradigm, if you're listening to this, it means I'm gone. I don't know where they took me, and I don't know if I'll be back. I promised we'd never leave you alone again, and I promised freeing the 0 point would be safe. Everything's my fault, so whatever happens to me, I deserve it. I programmed Amy to take care of you and whoever's left. I hope there are people left. I'm sorry it ended like this. I've always...
And that's not the end of the bad news. Moments later, the paradigm is gone. We are now all alone. Well, we do have Amy too.
Okay, I'm over it. Vendetta buddies?
Fortnite is now broadcasting ads about the new Paradise season and the Chrome, which is covering everything. The last time I saw something like this, it was used to pull Neo out of a synthetic world and back to reality. What will happen in the next installment of Fortnite Storyline? I'm Adam, you're awesome. I'll see you in Season 4.